throwing something at someone actually solve your problem? My mom was the definition of a military spouse. She could pack an entire house in 48 hours, make friends at every new base within a week, and somehow kept 3 kids fed, clothed, and in school through 8 different moves. She ran every FRG meeting while dad was deployed, organized care packages for the whole unit, and never missed sending him his favorite beef jerky even when money was tight. She was the one other spouses called at 3 a.m. when they couldn't handle another night alone. Dad was coming up on his 20 years, and mom had been planning for this moment since deployment number 3. She'd saved every penny she could, researched real estate in Colorado where her sister lived, even picked out the exact house she wanted with the wraparound porch. Just one more year, she kept saying. Then we can finally plant roots, have a real home. The kids can finish high school in one place. The re-enlistment ceremony was supposed to be next Tuesday. Mom thought it was dad's retirement ceremony. She'd invited her whole family from Colorado, bought a new dress. Hell, she even made a photo album of all our moves titled The Journey to Home. I helped her glue every picture. There was one of her crying in the driveway of our first base housing, pregnant with me. Another of her painting my sister's room for the 4th time in a different house. She'd written little notes under each one. Things like move number 3, left behind the garden I planted, and move number 6, Tommy's best friend stayed here. But here's the thing nobody knew. Dad had already re-enlisted 3 months ago, signed another 6 years without saying poop, and that wasn't even the worst part. Mom found out at the FRG Christmas party. We were all there, the whole battalion family thing, kids running around with cookies, some colonel's wife talking about resilience or whatever. Mom was helping serve punch when she overheard 2 lieutenants' wives gossiping by the dessert table. Did you see Major Wilson with Captain Brooks at the PX yesterday? They weren't even trying to hide it anymore. The other one laughed. 20 years his wife's been waiting, and he's spending his re-enlistment bonus on jewelry for another woman. Mom's hand froze on the ladle. I watched her face change, real slow, like watching ice form on a window. She set down the punch, walked straight across that community center, and stood right in front of Dad. He was laughing with some other officers by the Christmas tree. Is it true? That's all she said. Real quiet. Everyone around them stopped talking. Dad's face did this thing where he tried to look confused. Honey, what are you? The re-enlistment. Captain Brooks. Is it true? The whole room was dead silent. Even the kids stopped running around. You could hear the shitty Christmas music playing from someone's phone. Dad straightened his uniform, looked her right in the eye. We should discuss this at home. Mom laughed. Not a real laugh, the kind that makes your skin crawl. 20 years I've waited for you to come home. Really come home. Not just between deployments, not just for a weekend. Home. Her voice was getting louder. I've been the married single mother. I've been the mover, the packer, the keeper of everything while you played soldier. And you couldn't even tell me you signed away 6 more years of my life? Some colonel tried to step in, saying something about maintaining decorum. Mom turned on him. Decorum? Decorum? Where was decorum when I was in labor with our 2nd child and he was in Iraq? Where was decorum when I had to explain to our son why daddy missed his high school graduation for a training exercise? She turned back to Dad. And Brooks? Really? She's 23 years old. Dad's jaw tightened. Linda, you're being hysterical. This is what military wives do. You knew what you signed up for. Maybe if you understood sacrifice. Mom pulled out her phone, started scrolling. Let me tell you about sacrifice. I have 4,000 photos on this phone. You're in 217 of them. I know because I counted. I counted while you were deployed. Again. She threw the phone at his chest. It bounced off his medals. I sacrificed my career, my family, my friends, my sanity, my children's stability, everything. For what? So you could fuck your coworker and sign up for more years without asking? You're embarrassing yourself, Dad said, picking up her phone from the floor, and me, in front of my command. Mom nodded real slow. You're right. I am embarrassing myself, believing for 20 years that this would end, that I mattered as much as your precious career. She looked around the room at all the other wives. Some were crying. Most were just staring. How many of you are waiting for retirement too? How many of you think it'll be different when they hit 20? Nobody answered. Mom walked over to the dessert table, picked up the sheet cake that said, Merry Christmas 4th Battalion Families, in red and green frosting, walked back to Dad, and dumped the entire thing on his dress blues. Full story on channel, link below.